Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Pokeball cake. So I'm starting off with a 12-inch by 2-inch round pan. I've sprayed it with some baking spray, which if you've never used it before, it has the non-stick spray with some flour in it and it works really well. Then I just used 2 box cake mixes, just following the instructions on the pan. This pan I bought at Joann's, I believe. So once it came out, as soon as it comes out of the oven, I run a knife along the edges just to make sure it's not sticking anywhere. And then I took a serrated knife and laid it alongside of the pan and just cut off the excess cake, just so once you remove it, the cake is perfectly flat. And I do this as soon as it comes out of the oven. I do not let it cool at all. I have better luck removing it from the pan when I do that as soon as it comes out of the oven. So then I put my cooling tray on top and flipped it over and removed the pan, and as you can see, it removed extremely easy. So I'm going to let that cool for a very long time. And once we're ready to ice it, I'm going to make my buttercream icing. This is a Wilton recipe. So I'm starting out with a 1/2 cup of vegetable shortening and 1 stick of butter that has been softened. I'm going to cream those 2 ingredients together. And you want to make sure that you're constantly scraping down the sides of the bowl. Then I'm going to add in my vanilla extract and mix again. And then start adding in the powdered sugar. So I do have the full recipe below in the description box. There's a total of 4 cups of powdered sugar. I normally add about a 1/2 cup to 1 cup at a time, let it mix for a while, scrape down the sides, add some more, and I keep repeating that process till all the powdered sugar has been added. And then you could finally add in your milk, and then you're going to want to mix that for a really long time until it becomes light and fluffy. Now when it came to icing it, I had this round biscuit cutter I kind of used as a guide. It was the perfect size for the inner Pokeball circle. So I took some powdered sugar and just kind of outlined where I wanted it to be on the cake. I'm really not good at eyeballing stuff and I don't like to do that. So this is a good way to kind of make sure your cake is as precise as possible. So once I got done with that, I did remove a small amount of the icing and dyed it black. And then I'm going to start outlining the center of the Pokeball and the lines that go across. And I'll link below in the description box as well the kind of icing color I used. It's more pigmented than a regular gel icing. If you have any experience, you'll know that it's very hard to get a true black or true red, so I found some Wilton icing color that worked really well. So I went around twice in a circle to make the inner Pokeball pretty thick, and then twice for the lines going out on the side and down the cake. This is what it looks like after that step, and then I did white next. Since my icing's already white, I figured I would do this part next, and if we run out of icing, which I didn't do, but if I ran out I could make more easily. The icing recipe that I made ended up being exactly enough to make this cake. So I filled in the circle, and I'm just using a star tip for the entire cake. I find that this is very forgiving, and if you make a mistake it's easy to fill in with this kind of tip, so I tend to make all my birthday cakes like this for my son. So once I got done with all that, speed it up so you don't have to watch all that, the remainder of the icing I dyed red and then just filled in the rest of the cake. So super easy, and this actually does not take very long at all. And I just have it resting on a round cake board. Again, you could find this stuff at Joann's, or if you have a local bakery or bake store, then you could find a lot of these things as well. So all that's left to do is the back and the side of the cake. So I'm filling that in real quick. And then I'm going to put some chocolates around the cake that say "Gotta catch 'em all." So I found an alphabet candy mold again at my local little baking store, but I'll link below one that you can get on Amazon. And then I bought some of the royal blue candy melts, and I made enough letters to spell out "Gotta catch 'em all." A lot of the letters ended up breaking, so I made sure I made plenty so there wouldn't be any mistakes. I would have room to work with here. So this is how the cake turned out. I ended up moving it so the top says "Gotta" and then the bottom says "Catch 'em all." And I also made a Pikachu cake and some Pokeball cookies. So I will put the links below to those videos if you're interested, and thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.